Hello, my name is Alexa and I'm gonna talk about the history of English for my Unit 1 summative task. First, we got the groups of the history of English, who are the Celts, the Romans, the Germanic tribes, the Normans, and at last we got the Vikings. Well, the Celts were in the era of 1200 before Christ. They were the earliest inhabitants of Britain and their language was Brythonic. They had, of course, some contributions which were grammatical influence on English and like the continuous tense and other tenses. Then we got the Romans, whose era was in 753 before Christ. Their language was Latin, and they first entered in Britain in 55 before Christ under Julius Caesar. They had these contributions that they took the form of less than 200 loan words, and the emperor's first invasion had a profound effect on the culture. Then we got the Germanic tribes, whose era was in 750 before Christ. Their language was all English, and they were tribes called Angles, Jews and Saxons coming to Britain. Then they had these contributions like another type of words, whose were sea, which means sea, boat, cheese, and cheese. These are some kind of words that this Old English got. Then we got the Vikings, whose language was Old Norse. Their era was in the 8th century till the 11th century. By century, they rate on its own coast in Britain, and, well, as I said, they used to speak Norse. They had some contributions they include many place names ending by gate and stoke. They include the termination in, like, for example, son, in the last family name. At last, we got the Old Roman, Old French. Well, Old Roman is also known as known French. Their era was in 11th century and 15th century. Well, they were a guy named William invaded the island of Britain. They descend from the Vikings, and their contributions that they had is that they used to speak French. Well, now I'm gonna talk. As I said already, the languages that I said were the ones spoken in each era. Then we got the development of 4 stages of English language. The development that they got was Middle English, which was first was the Old English, which was in 450 till 1150. They were influenced by Latin, and they had other type of influences that I'll talk about later. Then we got the Middle English, which was in 1150 and 1500. They invented some Northern French words and some more type of words. Here in the Middle English, they had more like French than English, and they used to speak more about it. Like they used it more the French than English. And then later we got the early modern English, which started in the year that Middle English ended, which was, as I said, 1500, and it lasted till 1700. They had some influences. The development was the Great Bubble Shift that we all know because of the classes that we have been taught in the VA. We learned about the Great Bubble Shift. At last, we got the Modern English, which started in 1700 till the present. Here we got more of American English and global exploration, and it's the type of English that we have been using since that year that started. Now, at last, I've got the main events that impacted the development English. The events that impacted the development were Anglo-Saxons invasions, like in the 15th century to it was the 5th century till the 6th century. These were like Germanics that formed Old English. And we got also Viking inventions, which were in 8th century till 11th century. They broke the Old Norse, as I said. It's also the language that the Vikings used to speak, because the Vikings were their invasion, and they broke that everyday English words that we usually use in our daily life. And then we got, as I said, the Great Bubble Shift in the 15th century till the 18th century. The major influx English began, what continued with the modern English. Here, the Great Bubble Shift was something that involved the English and had a major impact in the language. Then we got the British Empire, which grew English in dominant language. The British Empire was a very huge empire, as we all know, and it expanded more English. It expanded more the language and made English the most global language spoken in all the world, because, as I said, it's the language that has dominance right now. And at last, we got the rise of global English. That here is where United States started to rise more and began starting more globate. Like it had more globalization, and English at here became the most dominant language. And that's all I've got to talk about today. So I hope that you are all having a good day today. Goodbye.